chosen one!
All right, so we got to talk about this game, this Kings-Warriors game.
Yeah, you sent this over, and I gotta say, I was pretty surprised by the result.
On paper, I mean, it's just another regular season game, right? But the Kings they absolutely demolished the Warriors at home. And get this, without their best player, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, no Fox. And they still blew him out. I mean, that's gonna make you wonder what happens. Like, how did that even happen?
Exactly. So let's deep dive into this a little bit, huh? First off, when was this game? Just to get our timeline straight.
This was Sunday, January 5th.
Okay, so just a couple days ago.
Yep, 2025 Chase Center.
Warriors home court. And final score. Remind me.
129-99.
Wow. 30-point victory. And you mentioned Fox being out. Didn't he get hurt in that previous game?
Yeah, he took a hard fall and bruised his glute.
Ouch. So it was, Kings' first game back at Chase Center since their coach, Mike Brown?
Yeah, since he left the Warriors.
Right. Former assistant coach there. So maybe a little extra motivation for both sides. But still, a 30-point win. That's going to be more than just emotion, right?
Oh, absolutely. This was a complete team effort by the Kings. They were firing on all cylinders, and the Warriors just couldn't keep up.
Okay, so let's break it down. What were some of the key factors behind this win for the Kings?
Well, for starters, Malik Monk really stepped up in Fox's absence.
He had a big game. Right?
Huge game. 26 points, 12 assists.
Wow.
Basically ran the offense. And then you have Sabonis just dominating inside.
Sabonis, yeah, he's a beast.
22 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists.
Like, he was doing everything.
And the Kings, they shot the ball incredibly well, especially in the first half.
Okay, so what were they doing differently offensively to be so effective?
Well, they were pushing the pace. Every chance they got, they were running the floor, trying to get easy baskets in transition.
And it was working.
Big time.
Yeah.
And when they weren't getting those fast breaks, they were feeding Sabonis in the post.
Yeah. Makes sense. Utilize his strengths.
Exactly. And then their three-point shooting, they were hitting from deep early on.
Which opened up the floor even more.
Precisely. It really set the tone for the game. The Warriors were on their heels from the start.
So the Kings, they were clicking, offense was rolling. What about the Warriors? What was going wrong for them?
Well, Steph Curry, he still got his points.
Yeah, he always does.
He had 26 plus 7 rebounds, and Wiggins chipped in with 18.
But as a team?
It just wasn't there.
No.
The ball movement wasn't as crisp. Not their usual fluid style.
Stagnant, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And their assist numbers reflect that. Only 22 assists for the game.
That's low for them, right?
Way low, especially considering they also had 22 turnovers.
Same number.
Same number, which is, I mean, that's just not typical for a team like the Warriors. They're usually so careful with the ball.
Right. So was there anything in particular the Kings were doing on defense that was throwing them off?
Well, the articles talked about how the Kings were switching on defense a lot. So basically, whenever the Warriors tried to set a screen, the Kings defenders would switch who they were guarding. And that seemed to really disrupt the Warriors' rhythm.
Interesting. So it kept them guessing.
Exactly. It prevented them from running their usual plays, and they had to rely more on isolation, which isn't their strong suit.
Huh. And, I mean, it's worth noting they were missing Kuminga, right?
Yeah, he was out with an ankle injury, sprained it in the previous game.
Right. And he's a key player for them, defensively especially.
Yeah, he's young, but he can really make an impact on both ends of the floor.
So Kings' defense was disruptive, Warriors missing a key piece. Were there any moments in the game that really stand out, that kind of tell the story of what happened?
Well, even in a blowout like this, there are always moments that stand out. Like in the second quarter, Curry hit those 2 back-to-back 4-point plays.
Oh, yeah, I saw those highlights. Incredible shots.
Amazing, right? For a minute there, it felt like maybe the Warriors were going to mount a comeback.
Right.
But
the Kings they didn't flinch.
They answered right back.
Every time. Shut down any momentum the Warriors tried to build. And the other thing that was interesting was the fan reactions.
Oh, yeah. What was going on in the crowd?
Well, I mean, you don't often see this at Chase Center, but a lot of Warriors fans were leaving early.
Can't blame them, right?
Yeah, down by that much, why stick around?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the Kings fans, they were going crazy.
I bet.
Must have been quite an atmosphere in that arena.
Electric.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead, both teams have some tough games coming up, right?
Yeah, they both play the Heat next,
But back to back.
back to back. The Kings host them on Monday, and then the Warriors play them in Miami on Tuesday.
Okay, so another test for both teams.
Definitely. Especially for the Kings. Big question is, can they keep this momentum going, even without Fox? We'll see when he's back is day-to-day right now.
Day to day, right? And the Warriors, this Miami game wraps up a 6-game homestand for them.
Yeah, they'll be looking to bounce back from this loss for sure. Absolutely. So before we wrap up, any final thoughts on this kind of wild game?
I mean, what really struck me was the Kings' resilience, their depth.
Yeah.
They didn't have their leading scorer, and they still went on the road and, dominated a championship caliber team.
Yeah.
Really makes you think, can they sustain this? Could this be, a turning point for their season?
It's a good question. Lots to think about, so thanks for breaking this all down with me.
No problem. Always happy to talk hoops.
And all you listeners out there, we hope this deep dive gave you a new perspective on the Kings and their potential. Maybe they're the real deal this year. We'll have to wait and see. Until next time, stay curious.